Hey guys, welcome to Desert Armory and More. Appreciate you coming by. Today is Wheel Gun Saturday is what we're doing it at. So appreciate you coming by to Desert Armory and More. And we're going to start getting going here shortly. Let's turn our GoPro on here. There we go. Let's start recording. All right, we are going to start off with our smallest one. There's a few I will not be shooting because I don't have the ammo for this 32 rimfire, and my phone won't shut up. Sorry guys. There we go. My other phone. Anyways, this is a 32 rimfire and I do not have ammo for this, so we cannot fire this one, unfortunately. So the other ones we won't fire is these two black powder that are Pietta remakes. I don't have the stuff for this with me. This one does work. It would function. That is a Pietta, like a Dragoon. Then we have this Remington remake looking thing. That's a Pietta, but the spring for the trigger is broke, so it doesn't advance properly, so can't fire that one. Plus it's black powder. But we have 22 LR, which is this cylinder. Fortunately, I don't think I brought 22 LR, or no, I did. Okay, so I have a cylinder in here currently in this Rough Rider, Heritage Rough Rider, and I changed the handles out. That will shoot 22 mags. But I also do have, for the 22 LR right here, super easy to switch these out. If you get it all lined up right. There we go. And I do have 22 LR for that. I totally forgot about that. Right here, 22 LR. And we are going to start off with the littlest ones first. I hope my power doesn't shut off on my, what do you call it, devices, because they it's a little warm today. Anyways, let's get our earplugs. Should be in our pocket, I believe so. There they are. It's in these pockets. All right, there's the handy dandy earplugs. Stick those in real quick. Now over there I have some bottles and stuff set up, which I need to set up my other phone over there for the slow-mo. Let me take off the tracking here. All right, you guys can look at my ugly mug. If it's still on, I don't know. Yeah, we need to put the camera on that stand right there. We're gonna shoot those bottles there. Yeah. See here. Hopefully it's not too crooked. This is for the slow-mo. Problem is, this is the phone that has the least amount of memory in it currently. How much room do I got? 3 minutes. Oh boy, that's going to fill up quick with slow-mo. Put this to camera on the slow-mo. All right, we're going to hit that one with the Heritage Rough Rider 22 LR. We're going to hit that one there. All right, you guys still over here with me? Yes, you are. All right, so the one we're going to hit with the 22 LR is right this one here. All right, let's hook these all up here. Stop that. Don't need this one going right now. Back again. More. Need it on slow-mo. All right. All right, we'll be back. We are going to set that right here. All right. Both cameras are set up over there. Both of them are running. So 22 LR here, Heritage Rough Rider. You have to pull it back part way just to get it moving. This has been shot a lot and it has not been cleaned, so hopefully it fires okay. Technically we only need one in there, right? All right. See if we can figure this out. Hey guys, appreciate you coming by. All right, 22 LR. Hopefully that thing keeps tracking okay. And let's start. Slow-mo. 22 LR, folks. Ooh, we got the safety on. Of course it won't work. Yeah, okay, I guess. All right, shut that one off. All right, still tracking me. Okay, now we need to do, why don't we just you know, keep shooting this thingy. There we go, empty. All right. Alrighty, folks. Next will be, we could do the 22 Magnums in this thing. That would work, I guess. Just pull the cylinder out, put the Ricker one back in, like so. Pretty easy. Put some 22 mags in it. These are some Hornady VMAX 30s, which I haven't even opened up yet. I don't think I've ever shot any of these. All right. Should be good. Yeah, these things are warming up. It's a warm day today, guys. Tucson's supposed to get like 90 something degrees. That's a lot. I only need one, really. We can get just one, right? Just one. Alrighty. Set you guys up. Had to turn it on tracking so it'll follow us. Of course, I'm moving over here. So this is 22 Magnum Rough Rider. It is on safety. All right, put the slow-mo on. We're gonna shoot that little Mountain Dew. Turn this thingy back on. Back to slow-mo. Still tracking us okay? All right, 22 Magnum, the little Mountain Dew. Not bad. How about the 10? Good. Okay, let's see if we can get that other one to fire again. All right, that was 22 Magnum. Nothing major. Nothing big. All right, back to the table. Set you guys up. Just hope these things don't overheat. All right, that one's ready to go. 22 mag and $22 done with. Next would be these little 32s. I'm trying to remember what I did with that ammo. Should be in here. So I took apart some 32 ACP and reloaded them myself with lower powers, so it'll handle some of these. This one I've shot full load 32 ACPs. Not supposed to. They're supposed to be 32 Smith & Wesson short. But this is a Victor H&R from, you know, it's an antique. So I loaded these up myself. They're light loads. These are already light loads, these Blazers. So we might shoot a couple of those. They're really light. They're maybe 3 grains. Not even 3 grains, less. These are 1.7 grains that I loaded. These are 2.2, I think, or 2.1. Anyways. Alrighty. These all fire these. These two fire those. This one fires that. And so does this one that we're not going to fire. I've never fired this one, nor this one. So we'll give them a try. Guess one at a time, huh? Let's see, I'll use the ones I reloaded myself. Get that one all set up right halfway. This one I've shot many a times. And, oh wait, I want that low power in this one. Because this one is, I never shot. It's an antique Iver Johnson. Let's see, yep, it fits in there, no problem. But yeah, 32 ACP does fit in a, at least in mine, 32 Smith & Wessons. I do have this little 22 mag as well, which, hey. Shot all good. I like that. Usually it doesn't. All right, let's go shoot these real quick. One of the rounds just plopped out. Alrighty, mate. Let's get the dough in. So these are 32 Smith & Wesson shorts. Yep. All right, let's move this closer. It might have shut itself off since it's warm out here. All right, let's get this cylinder in the right place, which would be right there. Iver Johnson Smith & Wesson short. Barely anything. I didn't even hit the thing. All right. That was one of the hand loads ones, so they're pretty low power. This one's a H&R XL double action Hopkins and Allen. Sorry, I think I might have said something also for the brand. All right, got to get it in the right rotation here. Get it lined up right, which would be right there. Ready? Still didn't hit it. And this little guy, I've shot this one many a times. All right, ready? It shot way to the right. Left, I mean. Anyways, there's that. Never even shot the thing. That just shows that these things are just teeny little pocket guns, guys. That's all they're for, is little pocket guns. Different story than some of this other stuff, you know, that I have on the table. All right, circle around. A little slow on tracking. So we shot all these now with those over there. And we already did the 22 Magnum. Here is my 32 Smith & Wesson Colt long. Those should be right here. I have multiple of them. We have these Magtex and some Fiocchi Heritage. All right, Smith & Wesson long. This is a police positive made in early 1900s. Very good shape. Of course, it'll shoot the shorts as well, which I did some hand loads right here. All right. Nice little gun. Smith & Wesson, made in early 1900s, police positive, special. No, this is just police positive. 32 police cartridge, which is 32 Smith & Wesson short, or long, or short. It'll shoot both. Just like a 357 mag or 38 special. All right, the legs on this thing I think are a little bit crooked. So let me fix that. There we go. Because I've made it for slanted ground. All right, it's back on. Appreciate it. Okay, let's turn this back on. Warning, temperature too hot. Oh, buggers. It overheated, guys. And it doesn't know what to catch when its sun's going. It's going after the sun. The heat's messing up my stuff, folks. It's messing up my stuff. I was afraid of that. Oh boy. And then this thing ain't tracking. All right, let's see if we can get this to track again. And it doesn't help that I kick it all the time. Hey guys, sorry. Technical difficulties. All right, let's give that a try. It's a little bit high in my opinion. Lower that thing down. There we go. See if we can get the slow-mo to work on this again. It's so warm out here. Temperature high to use camera. Wait for phone to cool down before using camera. Well, that's not very nice. I can't do my slow-mo. It ain't fun at all. Let's see if I can make this do slow-mo. Bummers. I was afraid of that, folks. Well, we got the camera here, so hopefully it's in the right place. Here we go. You ready? 32 Smith & Wesson long. Oh yeah. Keep it upright. That way it still is functional, right? All right, let's see if we can hit the steel. Nope. I don't know if it's shooting high or low. Can't tell. Everything's still peeing over there. What I like about revolvers is that right there. It catches all your brass. then you know you're good. Yeah, the phone for slow-mo got too hot, so that's a bum deal. Buggers. And yeah, this is empty, so if you saw it point towards me, ain't matter, libs. It's empty. Just emptied it all out. You saw me on camera empty it out, so stop complaining, you doofuses. All right, now the 32 Smith & Wesson, sorry, 38 Smith & Wesson, right here. It's a police positive special. This is early 1900s as well. Let's see here. No, sorry, this is not a 38. That one is a 3220, which I should have a box of it in here, right here. That's a 3220, which is the same as one of my levers. I was like, that ain't fitting. I have a lever action that shoots these. Ooh, these things are getting warm in the sun. Ah. Doesn't like being directly in the sun, so I'll try to get you guys out of the way from that. Yeah, my phone for slow-mo, sorry guys, it just went kaput. No bueno. All right, ready? So this is a police positive special 3220 Winchester centerfire. Made in the early 1900s. I think it's like 1912. This bull right here. Something of the sorts. And GoPro shut off. Gotta love GoPro. They always shut off all the time. I don't know when it shut off, but GoPro shut off. But here, did you hear that, guys? So this is a police positive special 3220 Winchester centerfire. All right, let's get that bottle. Ooh, that thing jumped. All right, let's see if we can get the steel. Missed that one. It's a decent stout. I'd say it almost shoots like a 38 special. The 3220 Smith & Wesson. All right, hopefully we're still taking a video. Let's shut that off for a little bit. I had to shut off this one. It's going to end up overheating too. That's what I don't like about, you know, filming in the summer. It's so hot. All right, got that one. These are the two that are 38 Smith & Wesson. Right here. So we're going to go ahead and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is pretty worn. This one's not. This one's an Allen and Hopkins, I believe. Hopkins and Allen. All right, we're restarting the camera here for the tracking. Hopefully it'll work. All right. Ready? Here we go. Kimbo style. This one didn't fire all of them. And that one's warm less. Let's see what it ails it. Yep, 2 of them didn't fire. The other day, 2 of them didn't fire either. Let me reinserting. Reinserting. Try it. And we went too far with it. Oh yeah, you can't do it this way. You gotta get it lined up and then. There it goes. Not too bad, huh? Here, this one's worn less, and it didn't fire as well. And I found that out the other day too. It doesn't fire as well as this real old one. It's an Ivor Johnson. All right, let's get you set up here, real quick, like. Guys are at an angle here. So then we got a 357 Magnum here. Supposed to have some of those in here somewhere. We got some 38 Special Plus P Plus as well, but we're probably not gonna shoot those. Uh-oh, it done shut off. Oh, this, sorry guys, the lid from my ammo thing got in the way. and it shut it off. Let's turn the tracking back off and then turn it back on. There we go. Yeah, the lid for this came off. It pushed the thingy wonky talk. Okay, guys, we're having so many problems here with our stuff. I have no idea what's going on. Technical difficulties. Plug that back in. I don't know, like, GoPro is known to shut off with the least amount of heat or cold. All right, there we go, guys. We're back. I don't know when it shut off, but we were done with these two 38 Smith & Wesson shorts. Now we're switching to 357 Magnum Black Hawk, new model. Here, we'll put you in the screen there. Single action. The sight unfortunately did break somehow, so I don't know if I'll be able to hit anything or not. So these are pretty hot Aguilas. Did you hear that, Civilian Tactical? They're called Aguilas, not Aguilas or Aguilus or whatever you call them. They're called Aguila. It is Spanish for, guess what? Shows it right there. Eagle. All right, these are 357 mag. This is single action. These are jacketed hollow points, so they're gonna do some damage on those plastic jugs. All right, see if we can get this going. Whoop, we done hit the stand on something there. I wish I could do some slow-mo. Sorry, my tongue got twisted there. Let's see if we can try slow-mo. See if the camera cooled down. It shows it did. All right, let's try slow-mo on this. All right, 357 Magnum. Slow-mo. Yeah. All right, steel. I don't think this thing's tracking me very well. There we go. Hit some steel. You guys can see me okay? Is it tracking all right? Something tells me it ain't working quite right still. There we go. All right, hit steel. Even with the sight bad, trying. All right. Now we got a whole bunch more jugs to shoot. Hopefully that phone doesn't get too hot over there in the sun. Might have to shut it off or turn it over here again. Alrighty. That was 357 mag, guys. Alright, let's put you guys down. Shut off the tracking. We're gonna do 45 Colt. I have some of my hand loads, I believe, and which I was going to try out, which should be underneath here in this ammo can right here. These to the side. I'm going to try out some of my hand loads. You have some lighter. This is heavier stuff. That's heavier. These are lighter, and these are 38 specials I hand loaded, which I guess we could shoot one or two of those in there. Use a few of those. Just see how well they work. This is a stout enough gun. It shouldn't have issues if problems arise. Shoot some 38 specials. See how well these fire. We'll do one at a time since these are my hand loads. It's 38 special. Okay, that felt like a 38 special. Let's see what the primer looks like. Perfect. That was with the blazer brass. All right, let's try a full cylinder of 38 special. I saw something fly, so it didn't do a squib. I made sure it didn't do that. All right, let's try that. All right, let's turn the tracking on. All right, this is 38 Special hand loads. I hit it once. Hard to aim though with a bad rear sight. That worked pretty good. I like that. Let me try some of my 357 mag hand loads. Hey, how's it going? Thing's a little warm from the sun and from shooting it. All right, here's some 357 mag. Did some hand loads of that. Put the cap on this one since we're done with 38s. Put these 38s down here. All right, 357 mag. We'll do one first, like we did before. Oh, there's still a 38 in there, right there. All right, let's try one of those 357 mag hand loads. Got to get in the right place. All right, here we go. Definitely less than the factory ones, power-wise, but more than a 38, definitely. At least in those 38s I loaded. All right, let's do a full cylinder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And yes, they are going out of the barrel. I made sure. They're not squibbing. Seemed to all work fine. Those were 357 mags hand loads with 244 ball Winchester. It's not maybe the best stuff for it, but it worked. Worked pretty good. Ooh, this thing's hot. He's hot. He's so hot. So supposedly you could shoot 38 Colt through it. Long Colt and 38 Special, or 38 short Colt. So we'll just run 2 of those through real quick. Here's a 38 short Colt. Fits right in the cylinder. When you put it through the top here, lightly goes through. Let me double check with one of these real quick. Yep, does the same amount, so it should be fine. 38 long Colt, 38 short Colt. Yep, got it 1-2 ahead. Looks like a cap gun. They smoke a lot more because I think they have like a low power for these cowboy guns, but there's the short. And here's a long. It's barely shorter than a 38 Special. The camera's still on, hopefully. Yep. I shut off the tracking real quick there. All right, now we've got some 45 Colt, our hand loads. We're going to do the soft ones first, which are these right here. Let's see if my camera's still on. Nope, the GoPro keeps shutting itself off, guys. Sorry guys, the GoPro keeps cutting itself off. All right, here's some low power 45 Colt hand loaded. That's a high pressure. We're not going to put those in. They're pushed in a little bit higher, deeper. Actually kicks pretty good. Ooh, that one especially. course, I'm pulling it up on purpose. Those were the lower power ones. Those kick pretty good. I like that. I like it a lot. Nice. Yeah, those came out pretty good. The primers held good. All right, let's try some of the higher power. Those are 7.5, I think, grains of 244 ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These ones are 8. I think those others were 7.5. No, they were 7. So this is a whole grain more, guys. Okay, that one's having a little bit of problems. Here we go. All right, just in case, get a glove on real quick. The bigger the caliber, the more I'm afraid. All right, we'll do it with one hand again. What happens is the shells push forward and then it gets stuck on the cogs. Oh, no. They work themselves out a little bit. Yeah, they work themselves out a little bit. I'm pretty sure I crimped these. Whew, hot. I crimped them, but they still work themselves out a little bit. Yep, look at that. They work themselves out even after crimping them. See? Those both did. That one didn't. But that's the shell that was stuck in there. But I can also shoot 45 ACP through this when I change the cylinder out. Which I do not have any hand loads for. They're remans from Freedom Munitions. Pull it part way back so we can spin the cylinder. And then we skipped one. But yeah, I got a cylinder so you could do 45 ACP in it too. All right, bring you guys along. So this is 45 ACP. We'll see how well it works on some jugs, I guess, huh? At least we'll try. Let's turn our slow-mo on. Shut the gun gently down. All right, we're gonna shoot that one right there. All right, ready? Bye-bye, fly. And the 460 Customs. All right, let's hit that metal, the steel over there. All right, that one's out. Oh, let's take the tracking off. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this controller thingy on this thing. It's reversed. All right, is this thing still recording? Yep. All right, enough with that one. Now the 460 Magnum. We have 3 different ones for that, I think. Or is it 4? Because we have 45 plus P, plus P's. Right there, double taps. And then we have some bare load 460s. And then we have some 454 Casull, which is right here. And then we also have the 460 Customs, the red tip on them. These are old, so you dusted off. And then I have some really heavy buffalo bores. So that would be kind of cool, huh? All right, so we're gonna swing this out. The hottest is this one, buffalo bore. Then the hard cast HSM bear load. Camera's too hot, it says. Let's see, do I have something? My camera keeps shutting off, guys. All right, 460. We've got buffalo bore hot load, HSM bear load, the Customs, and then a 454 Casull and a double tap 45 Colt. Let's see if we can start with that one, because let's see here. I believe this rotates the opposite way, so. All right, I need one more. I need to let it the opposite way, otherwise I'm going to be shooting it the minimum one first. Okay, hot. So that's the real hot. This is next. Then this one. Then the 454 Casull, and then the 45 hot Colt, which I even have another hot Colt, but I didn't bring it in here. All right. And I bet you my phone on the camera on my chest probably shut off again. All right. Still recording? Yeah, you are. All right. Let's get this set up, the slow-mo for the camera here. Set up one of my jugs. Slant it like that. Still tracking me? It doesn't know what to do. Oh no, the tracking ain't working. It doesn't know what to do. Sorry guys if that was all jerky. All right, 460. This one is the double tap. Woo. She be kicking. Yeah, she be kicking. All right, let me shut this off. The tracking at least. Now one almost scared me a little bit, to tell you the truth, because I almost did a double tap on it. All right, let's do the hottest round again. Of the, all right, we're gonna do a 460 buffalo bore. These are $8 a round, guys. So, yeah. All right, let's give this a try, okay? We're gonna hit a bottle with it. Yes, sir. Now we'll have the slow-mo on. All right, ready? Water. Empty. Nothing. Zilch. That done did it. 460 Magnum. Guess what's next? 500. Yep. 500. 500, my friend. Si, senor. Please, senor, it's a 500 next. All right, got the 500 right here. We've got 2 different loads for this, I believe. Some Freedom munitions and some 360 grain HSM right here. Right there, mate. There. And I have some arms core. I forgot about those. Never even shot any of those yet. Here we go. They look pretty much like the HSMs. Almost identical. Now I do, as you saw, I do multiple in that cylinder for the 357, the 460. A lot of times people don't if you're not used to heavy recoiling. There's a 500 single action, so it doesn't really matter as much. But I usually put gloves on for this one because it doesn't hurt. It hurts. Ain't gonna lie. It jams your finger into the guard. All right, get this pretty boy loaded up. 1, 2, 3. Might as well put in a couple more. 4 and 5. Like I said, this is single action, so if you load it up, it's not going to really hurt anything. All right, let's get a bottle ready, huh? Oh, I bet you that phone's getting overheated now that it's... I don't like that. All right, get a bottle ready. Hopefully it doesn't overheat. I got it in the sun. That is not good. And I can't touch the screen. It ain't working. All right, this is 500 Magnum. It's a Magnum Research Pillager. All right, let's get you a different angle. All right, 500 Magnum. Yeehaw! Ooh, that last one was way harder. And she's out. Wow, that thing kicked. That last one. That one was hot. Whoo, she be kicking. Appreciate you coming by to Desert Arm Rainmore. You have a blessed day and a good weekend. And you can never go wrong doing what's right. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Appreciate you a bunch. God bless. Through Jesus Christ is the way to salvation, folks.